Zambia. It's a very special day, especially for the engine of Zambia, which are the young people. And so this message is mainly for the young people, the energetic young people of this country. We have just cast our votes as Zambians, and it's unfortunate that the events that we are witnessing concerning the flow of the results are not at all encouraging. The events that we have seen being perpetrated by the Electoral Commission of Zambia are events that border on causing anarchy in the country. There is very high tension in the country because of the irregular flow of results as promised. And it's unfortunate that the first results that should have been announced were questionable. This raises a lot of concerns. We've been raising concerns against the Electoral Commission of Zambia throughout this voting process. I think from the registration, in fact from the issuance of national registration cards, all the way to the issuance of the voters' cards, we have been raising issues. We took ECZ to court to challenge some of these issues. And we come here with previous experience of institutions that have let down the people. And what it is now is that the ECZ as an institution is letting the people of Zambia down. Yes, we have to be patient and wait for the results. Yes, ECZ told us that they will announce all the results within the 72-hour period. What we are saying is that results have already been announced by other media, and results that were announced by these media houses were verified by the Electoral Commission of Zambia. So we don't see any reason why there should be further delay in issuing all results as they come. We would like to call upon people of Zambia to an election is a process that has to be protected. We are here because we are concerned citizens, and we are here to say that we are going to protect our constitution at all costs. If it means protesting, if it means sleeping on the street, we will do that to protect our constitution, because Zambians have had enough of institutions being used against them. We've had enough of our institutions being hijacked. We've had enough of our institutions being used as weapons of dividing the nation. We've had enough of these institutions being used as tools of division. And we say Zambians must rise and protect their institutions. ECZ is our institution, and we will rise if possible to protect the integrity of the institution. Young people made a difference, and here I would like to give a special tribute to all the young voters, the first-time voters that voted. The youth vote has made the difference in this election. The comrades that you see here went to the bush. You remember the bush protests, and we raised issues pertaining the young people of this country. Young people were ignored. Young people were called disgruntled. And today, it's the young vote that has made a difference. And what we are saying is that, can the losers accept defeat? Because Zambians have made a choice. Zambians have spoken. When people woke up at 1 o'clock to go and stand in the queues, at polling stations. That was a direct message that Zambians are tired of being led by a cadre regime. Zambians are tired of being intimidated in their own country. Zambians want to be free in their own country. And so we are here to reaffirm our resolve that we will put our heads on the block, on the guillotine, to protect the will of Zambians. We will put our heads on the block to protect our constitution. And so, without further ado, I'm going to ask my comrades to say a few words and send a message. But in doing so, I would like to call on all young people to remain calm, to remain resolved, but to remain vigilant. Open your eyes. The Zambian vote is no longer going to be stolen, not now and not anymore. The Zambian vote is going to be protected by the Zambian citizen. This is not about any political party. This is not about wanting someone to win or wanting someone to lose. This is about protecting the constitution and protecting the Zambian vote. I'm going to ask Comrade Pilato to say something.
Comrade Muleta.
Or Comrade Muleta. Yes.
Good evening, countrymen and women, comrades in this struggle. I want to remind you that elections and voting indeed is part of the sacrament of democracy, and that what we have achieved up to now is part of what we call voter protection, being vigilant and making sure that organizations and human rights defenders stand up and monitor what's going on in terms of making sure that there is no violence going around the country, there is no breakdown in the rule of law, and making sure to report incidences that tend to undermine our democracy and the sacred sacrament that we have resolved ourselves and we have committed ourselves to protect. I want to encourage citizens in this country to stand up and defend their vote. Protect your vote. Protecting your vote is protecting the democracy that we experience in this country. Protect that and be resolved to stand and protect even that one vote. Any candidate that we make as winner in these elections will need that very one vote. That could be my vote. That could be your vote. You have to make sure it is protected. And as Comrade Maiko has said, as you remain resolved, be calm, be peaceful, but be vigilant. The Bible advises us to be as such. Thank you, countrymen and women.
Thank you, Comrade Muleta. Comrade Mumbi.
Thank you. My fellow young people, I know I have a lot of people to address, but particularly my fellow young people. History was made once again. The young people showed up and came to do the same thing that they did in 1991, the same thing that they did in 2011, and we are back again to do the same thing in 10 years. We are asking you that you remain the same way. I will echo the voices of my two comrades that have spoken before me. We are defending a democracy. It's not about defending a political party that wins. It's about protecting ourselves and telling every other political candidate or any other politician that the people will come first and no one has to speak for us, but we will do it on our own, the same way that we did it yesterday, the same way we're doing it today, and we must remain the same way until the process is done fully. We refuse to back down and bow down to the inadequacies of the institutions that are working tirelessly to see us get divided. As young people, we won't do that. We won't let an institution do it in one day. Politicians tried, they've used the tribalism, they've used the hate speech, but young people did one thing, came together and proved that they have one thing to say, and they said it in their vote, and will continue saying the same thing in the same peaceful, calm way, and very vigilant to the cause that we have, and that is maintaining the peace, the democracy, as well as the human rights of our people and our future. And I must say that as young people, we are ready to protect that vote. And wherever we are, we must remain resolute to this cause and make sure that we prepare to, if it will take us to sleep in the streets, if it will take us to sleep at ECZ, we will use any necessary process that is legal to protect this vote. And again, I echo the words, let the young people remain resolute as we fight for this cause. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Mumbi.
You see, the ECZ, it's not political parties that you are punishing. It's not the stakeholders that you are punishing. It's the Zambian people you are punishing. Zambian people woke up that 12th August morning, early in the morning. Some woke up at 02 to go and queue up. And you are holding their voices. You're still holding their voices. Can you please release their voices? Release their voices. Release their voices. That's my message. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade Jason. Comrade Muiza.
Good evening, fellow countrymen and women, comrades. We are here today because democracy is not a word that we say just for fun. Democracy means that the will of the people must prevail, and the way that the will of the people prevails is through the vote. I want to echo my comrade's sentiments when they say that we are ready to protect our votes. I voted for the first time yesterday, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that my vote and the votes of my fellow young people are protected. The Electoral Commission of Zambia is not an institution to protect a particular individual or a particular political party. The ECZ belongs to us, and they must act as such. We demand peaceful, fair, and transparent elections.
Thank you, Comrade Muiza. Comrade Mumba.
I think everyone has preempted what we are all about. I'm here to merely preach peace. As Zambians, we're very peaceful people, and a lot of young people turned out to vote yesterday, which is highly commendable. Let's not stop voicing out our views. Let's not stop expressing ourselves. If you're unable to do so, express yourself on the ballot, as you did yesterday, because that is people power. Thank you.
Thank you, comrades. In closing, I'm going to call upon my comrade Pilato to send his message.
Thank you, comrade. So first of all, we must remind ourselves that we are young, but we're not stupid. We are patient, we are not docile.
You guys are young, but I'm not stupid.
So this is a message to, first of all, to the ECZ. ECZ, anybody that tries to undermine the voice of the people is the enemy of the people.
Mm-hmm.
The people, our brothers and sisters, in the rural areas, whom you've not given an opportunity to air their views, had an opportunity to speak. Therefore, their votes are their voices and must be respected. We will not sit and let anyone, not an institution, not an individual, to undermine the voices of our people. We do not vote every day. This is a rare opportunity for our young people and for the people of this country who've been denied an opportunity to speak back to their leaders. So not anyone, not any organization will be allowed to undermine the voices of our people. And we say this with the commitment that we are ready to do everything that we can to defend the votes of our people, to defend the voices of our people.
Yes.
Peace is nice, but not when it comes at the cost of justice, not at the cost of equality. We love peace, but we can lose it, and we were happy to lose it if it's going to cost us justice. And so what we are saying to you is do the right thing, protect the voices of the people. This country belongs to all of us. No single individual is special. No single individual is bigger than any other individual. Every vote that was casted is valued the same thing. Therefore, protect the people's vote. We're speaking to the young people, young man, young woman. This is your opportunity for you to defend what that this you believe in. This is the opportunity for you to stand up for that which you want to see alive in this country.